Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Living Crafty and Cozy. Hope everyone's doing good. I've got another Easter DIY video coming to you today, and I'm so excited to show you guys what's going on and everything that I have got worked up for you. I'm starting here today with the bunny baskets from Dollar Tree, the cloth bunny baskets that I heard that they were supposed to be dupes of Pottery Barn. So I saw these bunny baskets and thought these were the cutest faces ever, and that I could definitely use them in a DIY. I wasn't sure how, but I knew that I wanted to do it. So I came up with the idea of just kind of cutting them down and putting them in really cute picture frames. And the reason that I love this is that you can actually use them. You can use them for Easter, or you could actually just use them like in a nursery or kids room. So saying all of that, I just went out and thrifted some frames here. I got about 4 frames, and I am just making them like the most basic color that anyone could use in a small room that would probably go in most bedrooms, but you don't have to use white. This is the Snow White from Waverly. It's a chalk paint, but you don't have to use that. It just depends on you know, your color scheme in the rooms. I considered using pink at one point, but I do have some of the blue checked bunnies. I call them my boy bunnies. I do have some of those in there too, so I didn't want to go too girly or too boyish, so I just ended up sticking with white, and they look very cute this way too. And so with these frames, you're just going to really have to, if you've got any sort of print or design on the frames, you're really going to have to dab the paint in there. It's just a little difficult to just wipe it over there. You're going to have to get it in all the nooks and crannies. So it can be a little bit of a lengthy process, but definitely worth it. You want to get that covered as much as possible. And I found out these baskets really just rip apart pretty easy. So you don't even have to use scissors for the disassembling them. So push your face up, push your lines up all the way to the top of your cardboard insert that you're going to put in your frame. And you're going to have a little bit of a curve at the top. That's fine. We're going to put the ears back on, and you can just cover that open spot with your ears. And then I'm just laying them down over the cardboard frame and gluing them on. I recommend absolutely gluing, like getting your face lined up and then gluing them onto your board, because it's really easy for the face to go sideways and kind of get crooked. So I think you're going to want to glue it down before you cut it first. If you're cutting it, your lines are just going to end up getting off, and it's just better to glue it on first. And then I'm just cutting it down to the size of the cardboard insert that I'm going to put in the picture frame. And then I'm using the little colored handle to cover up the bottom that doesn't quite, the bunny face curves upward and it doesn't quite go all the way to the bottom of the cardboard insert. You're just going to take that little strip and glue it right over there, and it's a perfect cover. It's really, really nice, and it just kind of adds back in that print that you're going to see from the bunny ears when you put the bunny ears back on. These were so adorable. And I shake my head regularly while doing this, just commenting like, this is very cute. You know, you imagine things and you dream them up and you're like, oh, that could be cute, but when you see it actually starting to come together, it's something special, you know. You're like, oh wow, I can't believe I did this. And it turned out so much better than I even thought that they would. So I'm just taking that cardboard insert and just putting them back in the frame, getting it all locked down in the back. And even just that face by itself is so cute. But of course you're going to want to add your bunny ears back. So on the basket, they had the ears kind of flopping down. And I did take the liberty, I did 2 of them flopped down. 2 of the frames I flopped down and glued, and then 2 of them I decided to stand them up. So you'll see here in a second how I do that technique. I just take a half of a wooden skewer, just a very narrow wooden skewer, You could probably use a craft stick, like the little popsicle sticks or something, and glue to the back of the ear, and then just literally invert them and glue them to the top of your frame and stand them up. But what I liked about it is no matter how I did it, they both turned out so very cute, and it was just really a perfect craft for the season. And like I said, I think it would be an excellent way to decorate in a kid's room or a nursery. The faces are so sweet and simplistic that I just saw them and I was like, I have to DIY it somehow. And I think that they look pretty great. And this was all easy. It's all not super glue, but the hot glue here. Everything glued on really perfect. And I mean, you couldn't have asked for anything better. See, I'm so excited there. It just turned out so cute. And just dabbing those ears down. And for a perfect finishing touch, you could do them separately, or you could do like I did here and just collage them all together. Like I said, it's kind of hard to go wrong with this craft. You just do have to be really careful when you're placing your face on. Like I said, it gets turned easy and you could go a little crooked or from one side to the next, like farther over on one side. I have that on one of mine where it's a little bit farther over to the right than the left. But I mean, they're still very cute. You can always fix that if you need to. $1.25 a basket, can't beat that. And so for our next DIY that we're going to get into, everyone is, going for the Grandin Road eggs, and they actually retail for about between $80 to $100 each. And these are just large printed eggs that people put on their mantles, their countertops. Sometimes they'll set them up on candlestick holders. There's my daughter helping me paint here. So I was like, for $80, now let's try and DIY this some. So in the plus section at Dollar Tree, they have these $3 eggs, large size eggs. And I am just covering it over. My daughter is helping me cover it over with just one coat of chalk paint. And or actually, I'm sorry, I did end up doing 2 coats of the chalk paint, and we're just gonna put a really pretty printed napkin over the top of it, and it ends up looking so pretty. I found these napkins at Dollar Tree, and I used them on a previous project, so I already had them laying around, and just kind of cutting the napkin down to pieces, taking off that backing to them, and then Mod Podging the egg. And I was Mod Podging the napkin at first, and then I realized it's much easier to just get the open section of egg with the Mod Podge and then, smooth the napkin over it. And these napkins were in the spring party planning section of Dollar Tree. And they just, when I tell you they decoupage so well, it's like literally so beautiful and so flat. And you're going to see maybe like a little bit of buckling, but it's really not bad. It just looks like a textured egg or whatever. It's so pretty. And here I am just going piece by piece. And then I decided on the front, I kind of wanted like to just go for a bigger, fuller piece. So you'll see here in a minute, I just take a big section of napkin and just lay it all down together, but not sure if that was the right thing to do. I probably should have just went piece by piece and was like super cautious about how I lined everything up, just because With the curve of the egg, you really do need to cut into smaller pieces. There's so much buckling and stuff that happens, and you can smooth everything down. It does end up smoothing down. You just get a little more textured. That's okay. I was in a hurry, and clearly my daughter was all over this project trying to quote unquote help me, so I had to move quick. And then I'm just covering over the top and coating that down and covering every part of the egg with the napkin and making sure there are no pieces sticking out. And here's the egg, all completed. And I left it plain to show you what it would look like as just the minimalistic type printed eggs that Grandin Roads does. I wanted to add some effects, so I did add a gold leaf vine to the egg a little bit later, but that was just showing you that you can add effects to it if you want to, but it also looks super beautiful, just plain and minimalistic here. You can sit them on a countertop, a mantle, a candlestick, however you want to display it. They're real beautiful. And this is a super simple and easy project. If you're looking for a way to dress up your lanterns for Easter, you can go ahead and get your lantern. And this is a lantern that I did happen to find on the side of the road somewhere. One of my neighbors is moving and was getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and this just happened to be sitting out on the curb for free. So you know that I went ahead and rescued this. And I just took these cute little robin speckled eggs from Dollar Tree and filled up the lantern and put a little flocked bunny on the top of the candle. So really cute, setting out next to my topiary on the front porch. But that's it. I hope you guys liked this episode, and I hope to see you back here. I can't believe Easter's almost here, and I hope you guys have a truly lovely Easter.